And now I want you to sense the essence of your Father there. And tell me, what message does he give you today? Keep on doing what he's doing. What's the purpose of him doing everything that he's doing with all his media then? Ask your Father. Spreading the word. Ask your Father, is he in your soul group?
Yes.
He's in your soul group. Wonderful. I want you to thank your Father for connecting with you today. But now we're going to go forward on this experience now. And what I want to do now is I want you to connect with your inner self, your higher self, your subconscious mind. And what I want to do is I want to be able to communicate with that higher self. So I want you to take a nice deep breath in and just step away from your body slightly to allow your inner self to come forward and work with me today. And as your inner self comes forward, tell me, do you sense that it has a female energy, a male energy, or neither? Talk to me, inner self.
Neither.
It's neither. So I'd like to know, as you've been working with my client for many years now, how many years have you been with him? How many lifetimes?
Recently.
Is recently? So what's changed? What has brought you to work with him? What's the gifts that you share with him?
Understandings.
Understandings?
Understandings.
So you're here to teach him the understandings of spirit? Very good. And how is he doing at the moment?
It's like slow process.
It's a slow process. So if you could tell him anything today, what message would you give him, inner self?
Just to trust, believe in himself.
In himself?
I'm showing him that he can do anything he wants to do.
You're showing he can do anything that he wants to do.
He's sometimes lazy.
He's sometimes lazy. Well, I'll be sure to give him that message because I'm sure that'll kick him up the bottom. Well, thank you for that. But inner self, what I want to do now is, as I know that we can hold energy and memory in our body that sometimes doesn't serve us in this lifetime, I want us to do a body scan. So it's just like a bit of an x-ray, like a light beam. We're going to start from the top of the head and then we're just going to scan the entire body. So I want you to work with me now and start at the top of the head. Starting at the top of the head, just go into that energy of that body now. And just start gliding down from the scalp, down the back of the eyes, down the cheeks and the jaw. Just picking up on any energy that you might feel a little bit displaced or heavy. And remember it, keep going down past the neck and the shoulders now. Scanning down the torso into that heart area, into that tummy and either side of those hips, down the thighs to the knees, past the shins and the ankles all the way down to the feet and back up again. So inner self, is there anywhere we can work on in the body today?
Hips.
The hips. So what I want you to do, inner self, is I want you to make yourself as small as a cell, and I want you, as I continue to talk to you, to travel down to those hips. Feel yourself now travelling down to those hips. Just gliding around those hips and the muscles and the veins. And I want you now to pick up the communication around those hips and tell me what's going on.
It's regular movement, like a repetitive movement,
Regular movement.
a repetitive, causing problems. with
It's-
the mind.
It's causing problems. So as all energy has a consciousness, I want to be able to speak to the energy in the hips. So what I'm going to do in a moment, I'm going to draw that energy from the hips to the voice so that it can use your voice today. And so it can actually tell me just what's going on there. So when you're ready, just feel yourself bringing that energy up, 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 up to the voice. Talk to me, energy. What are you doing down in those hips? How long have you been there?
It's for some time.
Some time. Is it during this life or is it previous lives?
This life.
This life. And how did you get into those hips, energy?
There's a problem.
There is a problem. Tell me more. Explain to me more.
Goes on to energy in the hips.
You bolted onto energy in the hips. Tell me, energy, did you have a past life? How come you bolted onto that energy in the hips? Where did you come from?
It feels like sometime it's been broken.
It's been broken. Very good. So what I want you to do is I want you to connect with the time that that hip was broken, because this is a fragment of a memory of when that hip was broken, and I want you to drift and float down to that memory now, drifting and floating back to the time when that hip was broken. 3, 2 and 1. Were you male or female? You were male. Describe to me what happened to you.
It was a fight.
It was a fight. Who were you fighting?
Another man.
Another man. This man, did you know him?
He was someone I traded with.
You traded with? Yeah.
It was a disagreement.
It was a disagreement.
And we fought, and he got the better of me.
He fought and got the better of you. What country was that in?
America.
America? So what were you trading?
Cloths.
Cloths. He's
Like on my hips, broke.
he's hitting you with logs on your hips. Yeah.
Very hard with the log, and I felt my hip break.
Wow. Yeah. So I want you to connect with this man in that life and tell me, has that man been in your life, in this life? Who is he? He's not in your life today. Well, we don't really need that energy in the hip anymore, holding that memory, because you have a new body, a new life and a different culture. Do we have permission to remove that energy today? So what I want you to do now then, energy, I want you to go back down to that hip area. And I want your inner self now to assist me by going into that energy in the hips there and begin to start drawing out that memory and that energy of when you were hit with that log. Keep feeling it now, coming up and up and up, drawing it out, just like you're pulling the weeds from a garden, drawing them out. They don't serve you anymore. And feel them form an energy ball. Have you got all that energy now? Well, in a moment you're going to hear the sound of my singing bowl. And as the singing bowl begins to resonate, this energy will begin to lift from your body and just rise up to spirit so that it can be restored and replenished. So when you're ready, 3, 2, 1. Just feel that energy coming up, 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 until you can sense that it's offering itself to spirit. Very good. And now what I want you to do is, I want you to call on Archangel Michael to come and work with us today. And I want Archangel Michael with you now with his blue sword of light. And I want him to place that sword of light into your hips now and activate that sword and that blue light energy, and just feel that blue liquid energy pouring into those hips, filling up all those areas where that root memory was, filling it up with new energy and new strength. See it going into the veins, into the cells, into the bones, and see how it's activating and strengthening those hips. Very good. Thank you. That's good. Very good. So tell me, inner self, just scan the body one more time and tell me, is there anywhere else in the body that we can work with?
We keep him safe.
You keep him safe.
He's safe.
He's safe. Very good. So I'd like to continue with some questions. So inner self, can you tell me how many guides he has?
15.
15 guides. He's got his own little army there. So what's the purpose of all these guides? Why does he need so many? Protection. Could I ask you to draw one of those guides forwards so that we can get a message from them today, please? And as they draw forward, you'll be able to spiritually connect with them. What message are his guides giving him today?
lots of work to be done.
Lots of work to be done. That's very vague. Describe to me.
There's lots of souls to help.
Lots of souls to help.
To get back into alignment.
To get back into alignment. Is that part of his contract, to come down and assist with bringing people into alignment? Is that also part of his role with media, to connect and draw people into alignment? Yeah. Brilliant. I'll be sure to give him that message. I also want to connect with some nightmares that he used to have. So as you connect with that word of those nightmares, I want you to follow that line and that memory and tell me what was going on with these nightmares that he was having.
He was being tested.
He was being tested. So
he was living out different lifetimes in his dreams.
he was living out different lifetimes in his dreams.
Connecting with his lifetimes in his dreams.
Connecting with his lifetimes in his dreams.
The negative impact.
Was that a way for him to process those?
But it was the best way to express through dreams was the easiest way.
To express through dreams. Very good.
We experienced